Hello, Randall Monk and Rana Zane here with a gem of wisdom from Archangel Michael.
Hi, we're here again. I hope all's well with you. We just love being with you. It's one of our highlights of our weeks, months, or whatever.
Yeah, yes, indeed. So, this particular gem of wisdom comes from the August 2021 message from Archangel Michael. There is no separation. There can be no separation, no matter how far you journey forth from the heart center of the Creator. It does not matter what assignment you have accepted down through the ages or the appearance of the cloaks of flesh you have assumed. It does not matter how many times you have divided your white fire seed atom into smaller and smaller fragments. You have always been connected to the Supreme Creator, our Father, Mother, God, and to one another as well. The connection has never been broken, and it never can be.
So, for those of you who are rather new to our material, it might be kind of a stretch. But just very simply, the first separation from our Father, and we only talk about this universe and our sub-universe because the rest is just too vast. And Michael even took it down to sub-universal level because I don't know if it's exactly 12, but just imagine 12 different sections in this universe, and they are all have different divine blueprints. And so we pretty much focus on our sub-universe. And so when our Father, Mother, God, that aspect of the Supreme Creator, separated into the great beings of light, and then there came a time somewhere along that divine blueprint where we, as a tiny white fire seed atom of the Creator, we were given divine consciousness, conscious awareness of the I am that, I am that. I am that I am. And so in other words, I am a part of God, and I am that, everything that we create. That is, I am that, or I am that, I am. And so just see, kind of, this is very, like Michael says, I give you these explanations in a simplistic way. It isn't really the way it is, but it's the best way I can give it to you to help you at your level of understanding. And so that's about the same way that I give it, or we give it to you. And so just imagine that you came, what you would say in this, as we step down we've come down and we're ready to come down into the fifth dimension and ready for this lifetime and this divine blueprint. And so we came down in a causal body. And we talked about in previous gems of wisdom of the pyramids and how we're connected all the way to the Creator. Well, now we're down, and our sacred triad is in the first level. It has come to the first level of the fifth dimension, and we've been moved into a causal body, which is a fifth dimensional facet of ourself. And so within they separated into a lot of the little seed atoms, white fire seed atoms of individuality, because we each took an overlay. We had only one major God's of the three God rays. We had one major God ray, the first, second, or third, and then as we came down into this solar system, we spent time. Fabienne, one of my beautiful angel friends, who is the European head of the Quest for Mastery, like Randy is here in the United States. Kind of lost that. You can.
Yeah, I can all edit that out. You can just start anywhere, and I'll get edit it out. Yeah.
My friend Fabienne, who is my European Quest for Mastery facilitator, she is a gatekeeper. She's what's called a gatekeeper, which means in her higher form, she went with the groups of new souls through the seven spheres to integrate the 7 chakra system that we would be experiencing or we would have, which were the 7 major energies of the rays, because we on Earth we're functioning with only 7 rays. The 5 high, we were supposed to be not going any lower than 12 rays, but we even think that was in that lower 3rd dimension, that we are only using 7 of those 12. The rest are stored within our sacred mind and so on. But we actually went through those planets and took on. If you know anything about astrology, it tells what those different, all the principal facets and challenges and opportunities and gifts of each of those. Those are all within us. Those are all within us. And so you are so unique within yourself with all of that divine blueprint that you have. And so now we're bringing all of that back together so we can tap into those 5 higher rays of divine, because that's our new divine blueprint, the 12 rays. And so this is what we're in the midst of now. We are becoming galactic humans. That is what it is being a self-master, and beginning to tap into that wisdom so that we can reintegrate with that sacred triad, where that we have all the facets of ourself together. And so all of this turmoil, your inner turmoil, that's why it's so important as you to center and to see these as challenges and opportunities instead of tests and punishment. For if you begin to come to neutral, if you can begin to see all in divine order and see them as tests and opportunities, remember what we talked about, the breathing and breathing into your 12 ray flower of life. Even that, there's a drawing about how that was not that big. When we were singing, we've added petals to that. We've added gifts and talents and energy for every step of the way. But we have to facilitate it. We have to integrate it. We have to make it ours. We have to use it. And I know you're having a lot of symptoms now. I know there's a lot of things going on that are very uncomfortable. Please know it is not test. I mean, it is test. It is not from guilt. It is not punishment. It is a part of your process. And know that now what we are doing as we begin to join more and more and more, you're going to go back as we add and we unify with the energies of those facets of our higher self. We are going to go back into that causal body, and that's going to unify again. That's our goal for unity consciousness in this divine blueprint on Earth. That's what we're seeking to achieve right now. You've cleared those lower energies. You've worked through the ones in the 4th dimension, and they got where they weren't so difficult. And the positive begins to increase, and the negativity begins to get less and less. And so even your lessons become more subtle, because that's you. First, you have to unify with yourself. You have to come in individual unity consciousness so that you can begin that, so that your soul song is at a high enough frequency so that it begins to tap into the soul song of those other facets of your higher self within the 4th dimension, so that you can exchange the gifts that each of you have experienced. Michael said, you've experienced every important facet of creation in this sub-universal experience. Maybe not personally, but within the facets of your soul self, and you will get the benefit of their positive experiences, and you will give them the benefit. As you know, there must be an energy exchange. That's what we're in now. And that is the goal. Believe me, when you get to that point where all of that is unified, and you go back into that causal body, and that is drawn up into your sacred triad waiting for you in the 5th dimension. It's the magic. That's what you want to feel. That's what you want to gain. That is your goal. It's worth anything that you can experience, I promise you. I guess, and even others have said, I guess that's the reason I've had to experience so many drastic things so that I could say, I know how you feel. I've been there. Not everything, but enough of them, thank goodness. So anyway, the roadmap's there, the pathway's there, the knowledge is there. All you have to do is trust. And that's where the trust comes in. And the trust validates itself. Trust and knowledge go together, not blind faith and not blind trust. And so that's where we are. And that's why we're experiencing what we are. But we can do it together. We can do it. We know we can. So shine on, my friends. You're needed.
Thank you, Anna. I would like to reiterate what Michael says here, and that is that we are all connected. And even those who are maybe not your favorite people in the world, I would encourage you to keep in mind that we're one being and they are a part of us. We are a part of them as well. And rather than hate them or think they're less than us, to send love to them and appreciate them for who they are, because if we're having reactions to who they are, there's a lesson for us there. Everything is always mirroring something back to us that's within us. So be appreciative of that lesson. And personally, I say to myself, what can I learn from this?
Yes.
And what is this person or this situation, these circumstances, what are they trying to teach me? Because it's all connected. We're all connected for a reason. And the more we embrace love and appreciation for that situation or that individual, the more we're raising the frequency of everyone and everything and the planet. So it's part of the ascension process.
And it's a win-win situation.
Yes, and then it's win-win.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so just remember, everyone can be a lesson or a blessing, both or both. But they are where they are for a reason, and how we react to what they do tells is where we are. So everything can teach you, give it like a blessing, or the lesson can teach you something. And so
the lesson is a blessing.
the lesson is the blessing.
Yes.
Yes. And you're going, but it is.
And it'll keep showing itself in our lives until we've learned the lesson.
Yeah, darn it.
It just keeps coming up and coming up. Anyway, that's good for now. So much love and many blessings.
Oh, we love you.
Yes,
Bye-bye.
from our hearts to yours. Bye now.